They crave your attention. They feed on your reaction. They want control over your mind, your peace, and your power. But what if you could turn the tables? What if everything they hate, you became? This isn't about revenge, it's about reclaiming yourself. So today we talk about how to break the invisible chain and make the narcissist miserable. Silently, powerfully, and without saying a word. Never let someone who adds no value to your life control. Chapter 1. Indifference is your weapon. A narcissist's fuel is your emotion, your anger, your tears, your attention. So what makes them miserable? Silence, peace, no reaction. When you stop playing their game, they lose their grip. They poke you, bait you, provoke you. But you stay calm. You smile. You walk away. You become unreachable. To them, it's unbearable. Because a narcissist hates one thing most, being irrelevant. And your peace is their punishment. Chapter 2. Boundaries are a narcissist's kryptonite. Set a boundary and a narcissist will explode. Because control is what they crave. And boundaries are a wall they can't climb. You start saying, "No, that's not okay. I won't tolerate this." And suddenly, the power dynamic shifts. They can no longer manipulate you like before. They call you difficult, too much, selfish. But don't flinch, because the moment you start honoring yourself is the moment they start losing control. When you say no to others, you say yes to yourself. Your dignity is not up for debate. Chapter 3. When you stop explaining yourself. Narcissists live for your explanations. They twist your words. They gaslight your logic. But here's the secret. You owe them nothing. You don't have to explain your healing, your silence, your distance, your decisions. Every time you justify yourself, they find a crack to crawl back in. So stop. Let your actions speak. Let your boundaries walk louder than your words. They can't stand it. Because a person who no longer seeks validation is a person they can't control. Chapter 4. Leveling up without them. They want you stuck, confused, doubting yourself. Because as long as you feel small, they feel big. But when you start growing, when you start healing, when you start building a life without them, that's when you hit their ego where it hurts. You read more, train more, speak less, shine brighter. They stalk from afar. They lurk. They gossip. But they can't stop your rise because you stopped seeking their permission. Success is the best revenge. Denzel Washington. At Chapter 5. Happiness without them. They thought you'd never smile again, that you'd beg, chase, break. But your peace, your joy, your growth, that's their worst nightmare. Because deep down, narcissists don't want love. They want power. And when you're happy without them, it proves they never had any. You stopped playing the victim. You became the victor. You took your pain and turned it into power. And now they watch from the sidelines as the person they once broke becomes the one who won't break again. Chapter 6. They hate accountability. The one thing a narcissist will never do? Take responsibility. Because accountability threatens their illusion. It reveals their flaws. It exposes the truth behind the mask. But when you stop absorbing their blame, when you stop letting their guilt trips manipulate your peace, that's when you become untouchable. You say, "That's not my fault. That's your choice. I don't accept that." Suddenly, they feel the mirror turning. And trust me, narcissists hate mirrors that reflect truth. You can't heal what you won't reveal. Inspired by Denzel Washington. You're not crazy, you're just finally seeing clearly. Chapter 7. They hate when you heal. They thrived on your brokenness. It gave them control. It gave them power. But now, you're healing. Quietly, boldly, relentlessly. You're no longer triggered by their silence. You're no longer addicted to their attention. You're no longer dancing to the rhythm of their manipulation. They sense it, and it terrifies them. Because when you heal, you outgrow their version of you. And a narcissist can't love who they can't control. Chapter 8. Your confidence is their collapse. Confidence is like sunlight to a narcissist. It burns through their darkness. When you speak up with calm conviction, make eye contact without fear, set goals without seeking their approval, you shatter the dynamic they once ruled. They try to belittle you, dismiss you, mock your progress. But that's not your problem anymore, because you've stopped shrinking. Now you walk into rooms like you belong there, because you do. Self-worth is not ego, it's awareness. Chapter 9. Emotional intelligence starves them. They want you reactive, explosive, unhinged, because when you lose control, they gain it. But now, you respond instead of react. You breathe before you speak. You walk away when it's toxic. You've built emotional muscles. Your peace is so loud now, their chaos sounds like background noise. They try to drag you back into drama, but you've graduated from that level. And that calm presence, that unbothered energy, it kills them slowly. Chapter 10. Walking away without closure. They expected you to come back, to beg, to ask for answers, to cling to closure. But you walked away and stayed gone. That's power. Because narcissists crave being the final chapter. But you chose to end the book. No dramatic goodbye, no final confrontation, just peace. You realize closure isn't something they give you, it's something you give yourself. And that silence, that quiet goodbye, it's the loudest rejection of all. Sometimes peace is the only closure you'll ever get. Chapter 11. When you love yourself, they lose. They thrived when you doubted your worth. They smiled when you questioned your value. But now you've become your own greatest source of validation. You look in the mirror and see power. You talk to yourself with compassion. You trust your gut, not their manipulation. Self-love isn't just healing, it's rebellion. Because narcissists hate nothing more than someone who no longer needs them to feel whole. Fall in love with taking care of yourself, mind, body, soul. Chapter 12. The glow-up they never saw coming. You're rising now, silently, consistently, relentlessly. Your career is growing. Your spirit is lighter. Your space is cleaner. Your circle is smaller, but stronger. And the narcissist? They're watching, from the shadows, trying to figure out how you became so unstoppable without them. Because they thought you'd fall apart, but instead, you became art. You became light, and they can't dim it anymore. Chapter 13. No contact, full power. They reach out. A text, a meme, a just checking in. Ignore it, because you already know the cycle. Love bomb, manipulate, discard, repeat. But now, you've shut the door, blocked the number, healed the wound. No contact isn't cold. It's clarity. It's choosing peace over patterns. They hate it, because it means they no longer control the narrative. You do. The moment you stop giving them access, you take back your life. Chapter 14. They lose access to your energy. You used to drain yourself trying to fix what they kept breaking. You over-explained, over-gave, over-loved. Not anymore. Now your energy is sacred. Your presence is earned. Your time is valuable. You don't chase. You don't beg. You don't apologize for choosing peace. And that's what they hate. That you've become someone they can no longer touch. They lost access to your light, and it's burning them inside. Chapter 15. Your peace is permanent. No more chaos, no more pretending, no more bending just to be accepted. You've arrived at a place narcissists can't follow. Peace, wholeness, truth. You're not trying to prove anything anymore, you just live. And that freedom? It's what they can't stand. Because your happiness no longer depends on them. It never did. You just forgot. But now you remember who you are. Chapter 16. Mic drop ending. The one who walked away. You walked away, and with every step you reclaimed your voice, your power, your future. They wanted you broken. You became bulletproof. They wanted you confused. You became clear. They wanted you small. You became unstoppable. Let them talk. Let them twist the story. Let them wonder. Because the truth isn't in the drama. It's in your discipline. You're not angry. You're not bitter. You're not vengeful. You're simply done. Done explaining, done fixing, done losing yourself to please people who never deserved you. And now, you're not just surviving, you're soaring, because the person they tried to break became the person they could never touch again. Sometimes you gotta walk alone just to show them you can. Denzel Washington. Comment below. Have you ever had to walk away from someone toxic to find peace? Share your story. Your journey could inspire someone else to take the first step. And remember, subscribe for more motivation. Like if this spoke to your soul, share this with someone who needs to hear it. You're not alone, you're just rising. Sometimes you gotta walk alone just to show them you can. Denzel Washington.